upsetting.
Is it upsetting?
End. Yeah, we need to stop. We need to end numbers. Let's start a campaign right now. Hashtag end numbers.
Hashtag end numbers.
So numbers useless. Don't need them.
Well, I feel like we kind of need numbers still.
Why? How?
So you're not intaking too much protein.
I could do that with letters.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You're just gonna spell out the numbers?
No, you ever seen those little IIV? You just work those out.
You mean Roman numerals that are numbers, but with no
the ones with the Caesar salad. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, make a good point. They are technically numbers, but
we can do away with the little squiggly lines. Okay, we don't need those.
The squiggly lines.
Yeah, those numbers things.
Oh, you're trying to like completely erase them from your memory bank even now.
No, from existence entirely.
Right. What were we talking about exactly?
Time.
Yes. The thing that we use Roman numerals to tell.
Right. There's no intro here. You can just read the summary.
Hi, Jordy. You're back.
No, he does want to do an intro. No.
You're back.
That's crazy.
And you know what's even crazier? This is the second Panda View in a row that you're going to be on.
That's true. Which one comes out first? Who knows?
Who knows? All right. Now with that out of the way.
Oh, by the way, happy Easter, everybody.
Oh, is that really how this is going to go? Dylan, please. Taco's waiting. He's been waiting all year for this one.
Tacos. Yeah, this one, not the other one.
No, not the other ones. This one's the most important for him for one very specific reason, probably. Oh. So we'll get to it. I don't know if you saw that in the Discord at any point, but
I haven't seen it.
Okay, great. Now it'll be a 10-second thing that you'll go, oh, that's cool.
Is it the puppy?
It might be.
Oh, I knew already. I feel like that was straightforward. I didn't need the whole movie to figure that one out.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it any less important to him.
It's true. You made it seem like this big deal, like his.
I said exactly what I meant. It's his face. It's probably he's been waiting all year for this, and by all year I mean since he got his dog.
Okay.
I don't think he's had Gizmo for a whole year yet. Following the heydays of Hitchcock and Kurosawa came a reimagining of cinema as a visual medium. Leading this new frontier were greats like Scorsese, Cameron, and Spielberg, who continuously captivated audiences with a fresh perspective on classic genre films. One such contributor to this revisiting is Chris Columbus, whose filmography includes Goonies, Home Alone, Miss Doubtfire, and a little comedy horror by the name of Gremlins. Though initially intended to be nothing more than a chance at proving his writing capabilities, upon seeing the script, Spielberg bought it and saw to its production. After initial stages of reducing the darker elements of the original script, audiences received a film about a boy named Billy and his adorable new pet Mogwai, Gizmo. Following a number of easily avoidable mishaps, the town they reside in is suddenly overrun by a swarm of ghoulish creatures. Though these invaders happen to at times be comedic geniuses, they're privy in committing sadistic acts for a laugh is not ideal for the poor townsfolk of Kingston Falls. Luckily, on the side of the heroes is Billy Peltzer, Gremlin Slayer, who also happens to be Billy's mom. In the end, we walk away with a deeper understanding of the imperative nature of rules and how crucial it is to communicate them to others when gifting mystic creatures, especially when dealing with illegally purchased from a small Chinatown antique shop. Remember, when dealing with Mogwai, keep them out of the light, don't get them wet, and never, I mean never, feed them after midnight.
Bwah, bwah, bwah.
Bwah, bwah, bwah.
It's crazy. Oh man, this movie. Cue the sound music. Dun, 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 dun. Dude, that thing is so catchy. I can't not like get a little hyped every time I hear it. This movie has a low-key crazy origin in my childhood, I guess you could say.
Oh,
it was always I was always watching it, and not because because I was like, oh my god, I love the Gremlins. No, it was just because it was always on. It was just one of those movies that was always on. So it's like, I mean, it was between this or Family Feud, and I was like, I really don't want to watch Family Feud.
It was on the television, to be clear.
Yeah, television back when they had TVs, when TVs existed.
Yeah.
Those things. Kids don't know about TV these days.
Yeah, streaming, but on the big.
Yeah, imagine
screen.
streaming, but like you don't get to choose what streamer you watch, and it's like random streamers at a time.
Yeah,
just imagine that.
Mm-hmm.
Crap, what if this comes out in like the year 2050? It's like AI that you didn't pick, and the AI just spitting out random prompts to you. and you're like, okay, I guess I'll read this.
Exactly.
It's like that. It's exactly.
Yeah.
Like
Yes. That's exactly what this is. What television is. Was.
Oh man, was.
Don't ask us how we know.
Oh,
From
man.
the future.
This is your first time watching this?
This is my first time watching Gremlins. Yeah. I've never seen this before. I've seen reference to Gremlins plenty of times, Mogwais, and I've seen pictures of Gizmo before, but I did not have any context for the movie itself. So this is my first time going through it, and I enjoyed it. Gremlins is good. Gremlins out the gate, good film. I enjoyed my time with it. It's fun. It's got that weird over the top energy that, especially in the back half, of course, when Gremlin hours really hit. And I enjoyed watching the horde of gremlins descend upon Kingston Falls and just wreak havoc wherever they went. It was a good time. I had fun watching cute little adorable Gizmo be cute little adorable Gizmo and really just want to exist and watch TV wrapped up in a cozy ass blanket and eat like popcorn.
Dude was so chill. I feel like he's the wrong one, right? He's like the weird one.
I think he has to be, right?
The movie depicts Gizmo as the normal one, but as we see with the rest of the Gremlins, Gizmo is the weirdo. He is not like the others, which means he is a weirdo who doesn't like violence, which is strange in Gremlin world.
Yeah. It's really funny to watch Gizmo be the one out of any of them who's like, ugh. What? He's like actively giving them dirty looks as the other. What was it 5 or 6 that spawned off of him? I think it was.
Yeah, I don't
6.
remember. It was a bunch of them.
I think it's 6, but either way, as the other 6 fuck around and do crazy shit in Billy's room when they first spawn, and then later when they're ravenous, they're absolutely ravenous for food at all times, and he's just like, nah, I'm chilling, bro.
Do you think it's like a frontal lobe thing where he's been around long enough to develop a frontal lobe? So he's developed like a whole understanding for the bigger world. And just like, if I go crazy, I die. So maybe we don't go crazy. Maybe that the original owner had different versions of Gizmo and they went through the whole process and showed Gizmo what happens. Like, you eat after midnight, this is what happens to you. And then they killed that gremlin and Gizmo's like, oh, snap. I don't want that.
Whoa. Hold on now, guys. We can talk about this.
So that's why the other ones are like children. They're like, we're basic instincts. We have no super egos, pure id.
Yeah.
All the id.
Gizmo's been around the block for a long enough period of time that he's learned. he's just more sophisticated. He's a sophisticated gremlin, Mogwai.
Sophisticated 5-year-old. He's like the 5-year-old on the block judging all the 2-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't eat chicken tunnies.
So
I eat dino nuggies.
I'm a dino nuggies guy. No, you're right. He's dino nuggies and the rest are, I don't know, KFC chicken. Out of the dumpster, though. I mean, you mentioned that it is a film that was constantly playing in your household on the TV. But do you actually like this film? Has it been replayed too many times for you to get enjoyment out of now?
I wouldn't consider it like a too many times sort of thing. It's just like a lot of memories, like a lot of the theme song plays and I immediately get like an emotional flashback. Like I don't remember the specific moments, but I feel like I get just a wave of childhood. I'm like, what was that?
Yeah,
punched me,
like a Ratatouille moment.
Yeah. Just get like but it's crazy. Just imagine like a couch, some little snack maybe, and that movie playing in the background somewhere. I don't know.
It sounds pretty cool to me.
I mean, there was nothing else. I had developed a routine in TV at that point where I had like known when the TV shows would start. I think I've explained this before, and I would just like skip through each television program as they popped up. So like certain times would be Family Guy, then The Simpsons, and then like you switch to this other channel for this other thing, and then you're like, oh, there's nothing on. Gremlins is playing. I guess we watch that.
Yeah.
So but now when I'm rewatching it, I was really surprised at how well a lot of things held up. I didn't expect my little Gizmo to look as clean as he does. Dude, that whatever I know the effects they use for Gizmo's motion is crazy good. That thing holds up so well.
Yeah, a lot of the animatronics that they used in here are really good.
I had to look up exactly how that worked because I was like, I need to know how they made this whole thing happen. And I don't know if you're familiar with the way they managed to do it.
Please tell me.
There's a documentary that pretty much goes through the process, in general, but the way they had all the Gremlins move was a mixture of puppets and animatronics, and then they were done with wires specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted the puppets to move, but the problem with doing that is it always going to look janky. So they worked around like the set and everything. They gave like the movie a certain style, so that anytime the puppets were on screen, they didn't look like really weird. Like you wouldn't look at the movie and be like, bro, these are Muppets on screen. What are we doing as a society? So they were like, we gotta like dumbify the backgrounds of the puppets, or the Gremlin puppets don't look too much out of place. So they had like this very fake look to the sets, like a little too clean, like very, very Charlie Brownish, I guess is the best way to put it. Like a very satirical Charlie Brown background.
Yeah.
With like the town, the people, the way they acted, all that stuff. Just so when you the Gremlins finally pop up, you're not like too thrown out of it.
Mm-hmm.
The Gremlins themselves were with the wires, and Gizmo, whenever he was like in someone's hand, the actor had a bunch of wires in their clothing. So all like the Gizmo wires were like strung around their clothing, and then those wires going all the way out to people like in the background working like little widgets. Yeah. Like little throttles and little like gauntlet looking things. And the problem with that is that because Gizmo's the mechanics behind Gizmo's face or whatever was too complicated, they needed enough space to move the internal workings. Whenever they had a close-up shot, they had to like enlarge, and they made like a big version for close-ups because they couldn't do that for like little baby Gizmo.
Yeah.
So they were limited in how they were able to make a move when it was like a tiny little Gizmo, because it's like, this is a tiny doll. The best we can do is move the ears and maybe the mouth. That's all we can do. So when close-ups, we got to make a big dude. And now they ran with the issue. They made the big dude. Now the car he's riding looks too tiny. So they had to scale the car up. So whenever you see like a close shot of Gizmo's face, anything around him is like a larger version of that thing.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, so to maintain the illusion. So it's pretty gnarly setup they had going on.
That's a bit it's crazy, convoluted.
And then you can imagine that same process for the ugly looking Gremlins as well.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, and then I think they also ran into an issue where they were like, "There's too many like samesies. There's too many like of you that are the same. We need like a bad guy." And then I forget what dude. I think he was one of the main designers for the Gremlins. He was like, I had this genius idea, and I don't know where it came from. I was like, Mohawk.
And we'll call him Stripe.
Yeah, he's like, it was brilliant. I don't know what I just came up with a Mohawk, and it worked beautifully.
I mean, he was that particular one is immediately recognizable every time. So.
Yeah, like it would just added just enough flair to give the rest of them like personality. Otherwise, it would just be like a horde of cockroaches or something equivalent of, I guess.
Well, why don't we dive into a little bit of the plot of the film here then, since we've gotten a bit of the introductory stuff out of the way. Thank you for the backstory on the specifics of the design, especially. I don't know all of I mean, they're easily recognizable as animatronics and puppets, but the lengths they had to go to is crazy.
It's crazy. Check out it looks like weird cyber cables going everywhere when you see like a full setup.
Yeah. Well, we we start the movie with the father actually of Billy, who is going through some nondescript Chinatown somewhere in the world. Excuse me, and is specifically trying to both find a gift for his son, but also he's on that grind, man, and he's always looking to sell a product if he can. So he's found this kid off the street who brings him to this curio shop that has a bunch of weird stuff in it, and within this shop is Gizmo sitting in a little box. We don't know him as Gizmo yet. He's just a Mogwai. But this old Asian guy running the shop is like, no, that thing not for sale. Anything else, you can have it. But that thing, you're not ready for that.
My left nut, you can buy that. Gizmo, none of that.
Everything in the shop, the kid, he's for sale too.
I got 6 of him in the back. Oh, what's it called? Mogwai is Cantonese, loosely translated into demon or evil spirit. By the way,
I did know
crazy. That. I was like, oh Jesus, they were giving crazy foreshadow here.
Oh yeah. If anyone knowing Cantonese know they're immediately on their toes.
I mean, yeah, the fact that they had trailers and the title was called Gremlins, I don't feel like that'd give it away. No.
No.
It's a loose translation.
Yeah, this is the secret meaning behind it. Mogwai. So eventually, the father, whose name is Randall, he purchases the Mogwai from the shop because the little kid sells it to him when Grandpa's not looking. But he gives him a warning. One that we recanted at the beginning of the show in the intro. There are 3 rules to owning a Mogwai. You cannot get it wet. Well, the first rule is keep them out of the light. They are sensitive to light, but specifically intense light will kill them. Sunlight will kill them. Do not get them wet, and absolutely never, ever, ever, ever feed them after midnight. You know, but here's the thing though. They don't specify when it's okay to feed them. You just can't feed them after midnight. But what, like after midnight, and then when? Like when is the good part?
You're getting into the big weird rule here. It's like, isn't it always after midnight at some point?
Yeah, technically it's always after midnight, except on midnight. You know, until the next midnight.
Maybe like 1 a.m. that stops being after midnight. Maybe it's like midnight is immediately at 12, and it's like 12:01 still midnight, 12:02 still midnight. But as soon as you go to 1, like it's 1 a.m. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, it's midnight 04, and not good. Midnight 59, still not good.
The problem with the water rule as well.
But what's that?
They were in the snow the whole time.
Yeah, but that's snow.
If you heat it up.
That's
just snow when you heat it up, sir.
Just don't think about it.
Yeah. Okay. You didn't think about that one, did you?
There are. I'm pretty sure there are other instances. There's at least one other thing probably where they're accidentally getting wet, and it's just not. We just don't actually pay attention.
What about the spit? Does that count? Like if they spit on each other?
Spit is mostly water, right? Or they're throwing sodas around. It just says
get wet. It doesn't specify exactly how you're going to get wet.
Does it not? I thought it specifically points out water.
Does it?
I'm pretty sure it specifically points out water.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah, do not let it come into contact with water. And above all, do not let it never let it eat after midnight.
The rules are don't get them wet.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a big misrule here.
Yeah, I mean, no matter how you slice it, whether it's water or get them wet in any way, that was broken. That was broken a few times.
Sunlight's also a big no-no because of the reflection of the moon and the sun and all that nonsense.
Yeah, it's just it don't expose the creature to sunlight. Sunlight will kill them, but then I don't know. They can be in some light, like a little bit of light. But they mostly prefer it dark. I don't know, dude.
The rules, they're very like take them or leave them. That's all you get.
We're very wishy-washy.
We're gonna break them anyway. Like, don't think about it too much.
I know it's they give you the rules and you're immediately like, okay, so these are gonna go out the window one by one at some point in the film.
Yes.
And that it does. They don't go into the first rule is don't give them sunlight because it'll kill them. So they're like, all right. We don't want to do. We want to do Mogwai murder right off the bat, so we'll skip to rule 2 and break that first.
Mogwai murder.
Yeah, Mogwai murder. And so we have Randall come back, give the Mogwai, whose name is now Gizmo. In between, then we have a scene of Billy, our protagonist, so to speak, with his dog working at the bank. Which I mean, I don't know how old Billy's supposed to be, and it is a small town. That is true. I mean, the girl works at the bar too, and they're probably they look to be like they're in high school. That other guy that works at the bank is like 23 or something like that. Whatever. I remember him giving some breakdown. Is crazy,
bro. He said, "I'm 23," and I'm like. The manager, no, not even like whatever assistant
he was.
He
was like the VP assistant
like VP,
or something.
He's like, I'm an assistant, and then I'll have Big Bob's job, which is be like a manager or president or whatever, and then I'll be a millionaire. I'm like, well, that logic's a little out there, dude. You're in a small town. I don't think that banks rolling in that much.
Yeah, he was like, in 2 years, I'm going to have that guy's job. And then by the time I'm 30, I'm going to be a millionaire. And it was, I don't know about this, dude. Like, this is still 1984. I don't.
It's crazy. That bank is a bank of a small town. We don't got that. Like, this ain't JP Morgan out in
no,
sir.
No, yeah, that dude's got big dreams. But I mean, go off, dude. Whatever, whatever floats your boat.
If it's working for you, it's working for you.
Aim high.
Although he's the big bully, though, so I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, he is an asshole, but
mega bully.
Yeah, so I do love that Billy brings his dog, whose name is Barney, to the bank with him, and Barney would have ordinarily just been chilling underneath there the entire time. That's sick. I want to bring my fucking dog to work when I get a dog.
You should do it anyway. Who's going to stop you?
I mean, know? It's just, well, I'm looking for a big dog like Barney, not a tiny pocket dog, you know.
How they gonna just train Barney good enough and you put him in a pocket somewhere?
That's a big pocket.
Exactly.
I mean, to be fair, men's pants usually can hold a whole lot. They hold.
You'll have to do less with your wallet, right? You have to make a sacrifice. Your wallet has to go somewhere else.
Oh shit, that's right. You know what? I'll just put my wallet in my shirt pocket. It'll work there. It'll be fine there.
Right.
Then Barney Jr. will go in my front left pocket, right next to my keys, my sandwich for the day.
I didn't read up on the puppy's name. I think it's a Barney and the Dinosaur reference. Maybe. When did Barney the Dinosaur come out?
Oh, I don't know. Is Barney the Dinosaur older than the 90s? This is 1984.
Wow, yeah. Is Barney the Dinosaur named after Barney the dog?
Barney the dog from Gremlins, the movie?
Wait a minute. Did we find something out?
I don't know.
Right, you continue the podcast. I'm gonna do a deep dive.
Yeah. You do some digging. I'm gonna. So we have the. I mean, speaking of Barney at the bank, we have this moment where he does get caught because there's a woman who runs up, and clearly she's the Scrooge of this town. Just hates Christmas. Doesn't like people. We learn we learn later she's a crazy cat lady, which explains a whole lot about why she dislikes the man of the hour, Barney. And so she threatens to literally kill Barney, and Barney gets angry because he understands human speech and goes and attacks her. So then we have this whole thing about Barney and his owner Billy getting thrown out of the, not necessarily thrown out of the bank, but they leave the bank for the day, take one early. Then later we run into this asshole. He's also at the bar, whatever. And then we get the next day where, or maybe it's the same night. I don't even remember, where it's the same night actually, where he goes home and we meet his mom, who is in the kitchen watching It's a Wonderful Life and just making some food. And I think we try and use the egg thing. Yeah, Billy tries to use the egg dispenser, but it also cracks the eggs as it dispenses the eggs.
Brilliant. We need
Randall.
That. I want
it's
that.
A great idea. Clearly not well executed by Randall here because he is.
I looked them up. I found one, and they were not cheap. There's like a little handheld version which you can do, but it's something like one egg at a time, and you still got to crack it. Like you still got to put the egg in your hand in the thing, and then you got to crack it, and you put the shell away. It's not automatic. Like that's lame. Like you might as well crack the egg the regular way. The machines, however, the cheapest one I found was like $5,000.
Oh my! Yeah, it's meant for restaurants or some shit.
Yeah, it is. They just throw the eggs in like a little container, and then it just pours out the yolk, and the eggshells stay in the machine.
My God,
insane! And there's even bigger versions that he was cooking. He just my note here was cooking. Like, where is it at? Is the dad needs to work on something and stick to it. Dude needs to stop jumping around.
He's spreading himself too thin. We got to focus on like just the egg thing, or the bathroom buddy, or the orange juicer. One of these things is we gotta stick
juicer,
to it.
I feel like that could like cut your losses there. The juicer had already been. I looked at when the juicer was like manifested, and it was like in 19 something, like 1903 or something early like that. It's like, oh my God, that was already a thing. We didn't need to. You were trying to reinvent the wheel here. You're wasting your time.
Oh, that's way earlier than I would have guessed.
Yeah, we don't need that. The egg thing, the portable grooming station, those things crazy good.
Revolutionary.
The remote control for the lights.
The remote control for the lights and the he had a device which I thought was kind of cool that turned the landline into a cell phone. But it didn't. It didn't work.
Right. It's a prototype, right?
Dude, no, I understand. It's great. I love too when in that moment too when we see this particular invention, it's him calling his own house and
asking if it works.
The wife is like, no. I'm sure it works fine. I was just all the way outside and rushed in. It's so good.
In that scene where he calls, I don't know if you noticed in the background that in the first there's like a scene and then it cuts back to that scene. In the first scene, you have a dude in the background testing out a time machine. In the second scene, it's gone and he's looking for it. And there's ash on the ground.
Realize that.
Yeah, he's like, oh my, where'd it go?
Oh, I did not realize that
the time machine worked. That's what I think is the problem. Is his competition is too fierce. Like this is a universe where technology is crazy good.
Yeah, I need some sort of spin-off series or movie about Randall just at that convention or whatever now.
Planes, trains, and robots.
Auto time traveling machines.
Autobots.
All about to roll out. Actually, wait. Oh, that's a fun fact of this. You know, the guy who voices Optimus Prime and like literally fucking everything. Every cartoon, the movies from Michael Bay, he voices one of the Gremlins in this movie. He's just a guy, one of the voices of Gremlin.
What the hell?
I don't even think he had a specific credit to any one of them, unless he was Stripe. But I don't think that's true. He's just there.
It's right here. Gremlins. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I thought that was so funny.
Oh, by the way, update on the Barney's thing.
Oh yeah.
I didn't find anything. However, I did find this interesting piece here. Rifkin, which was like I believe something. Anyway, the concept of Barney had better appeal because he was less neurotic than Big Bird. Which I was neurotic. Like, whoa, people throwing shade. Big Bird's catching strays off a wiki page, dude. What the fuck?
Whoa.
Big Bird's just chilling in the background and he's like, yeah, dude, you're like crazy neurotic, bro.
Yeah.
We're not trying to be like you.
Whoa. That's kind of wild.
Okay.
Also, the dog who played Barney, his real name was Mushroom.
Oh, we got mushrooms on deck. Hold on, where?
So Randall comes back home finally with Mogwai, little Mogwai, and you know what I love best is the first just suspend your disbelief in this movie is that nobody is at all fazed by the Mogwai. It's clearly something the world has never seen before. And we're just like, oh shit, that motherfucker adorable as hell.
That thing's cool.
Which I vibe with. But I love that the first like 6 people that interact with the Mogwai, who later becomes known as Gizmo, are just like, oh, that's sick, dude. Sweet pet. Where'd you get him? What's it called? Like they're interested, but none of them are like, what the fuck?
That kid's non-reaction to Gizmo is crazy. He's like, I know. Oh, cool. Back to the comic.
I know.
What's Superman up to?
Yeah, he's like he just the fucking newest issue of Avengers came out, and he was way more interested in that than this furry creature that the world has literally never seen before.
I don't know, maybe internally he was like, this looks like a weird hamster. It's probably a hamster or gerbil.
That your dog looks funny. Let me pet that dog.
Ooh.
Yeah. So then he immediately we chill with him for a while. We learn that Gizmo likes music. Another thing that, we kind of learn later that a lot of Mogwai trend towards musical talent. With as we learn later when they all watch Snow White.
Haiho. Oh, I have a list of like iconic scenes, and then that Snow White scene is like up there.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I love in that scene too when the female the female love interest, whose name I can't remember, I think it's Kate.
Mm-hmm.
I think her name is Kate. Kate is like, what are they doing? And Billy's like, they're listening to music and they love it, or something like that.
They're really digging it, man.
They love it. It was
It's like Gremlin version of that one Back to the Future scene. It was like, hey, cousin Marvin.
Oh,
that
yeah.
sound you've been looking for.
Yeah. Well, like listen to this. Yeah, but it's Gremlins. And it's just fun. Also, fun fact. I wonder if I would assume you maybe know this one, but Do you know who voices Gizmo?
No.
Gizmo has a voice actor.
No, yeah, I know that, but I don't know if he was notable.
You familiar with a little game show on that television thing we were talking about earlier called Deal or No Deal?
Oh, wait, what the?
Hmm?
I forgot his name. What's the guy's name?
The voice of Gizmo the Mogwai is none other than Howie Mandel.
Whoa.
Howie Mandel is the voice of Gizmo.
It's a crazy world where you could go from being the voice of Gizmo to being the main dude from Deal or No Deal.
I know.
To the guy who guest appeared on that Mr. Beast episode.
He truly
For
made
Steal
it.
or No Steal.
Steal or No Steal.
Peak content.
You know, on IMDb, Gizmo and subsequently Howie Mandel is criminally low on the cast list. Like when you go on the Gremlins IMDb page and it gives you the first like 20 people listed and their pictures and stuff, he's not even there. Gizmo's like the best character in the whole fucking movie next to Stripe.
I don't know about the best. I don't know about the best, bro.
So who's better than him?
There's arguments to say that it is actually the conglomerate of the Gremlins that is the best. Like the Gremlins as a whole are a better cast than the rest of the cast.
I mean, that's true. I would agree with that.
They are bonkers, and I'm here for it. They may do a little murdering on the side, but I don't know, man.
They just dabble.
They're like the original Minions, except they didn't stick around.
No, if only they were too ahead of their time. I think
too ahead of their time, and you know they needed a little work. They needed to work on their PR.
Yeah, they needed to work on their image, not like their physical image. That's fine. Just like
that's fine. That's part of the charm.
Their social image.
Yeah.
Their media image. So yeah, we're chilling. We have one good night with Gizmo where nothing happens, and then the next day, that other kid we're talking about, whose name I have no idea what it is, he shows up like twice and isn't really relevant other than to accidentally dump a bunch of paint water onto Gizmo, and we find out what breaking that rule means, and it turns out that Mogwai will just multiply based off of how much water they get into. So we dump a mason jar's worth of water on a Gizmo, and 6 more of him pop out, all of varying degrees of temperament. Although Stripe with the mohawk ends up being sort of the de facto leader, even though Gizmo is the one who spawned them, and also tends to seem like he gets into the most shit, and that's true. So we've got this problem, but still, like, really, nobody's really fazed by this. Like, this is a feat of nature here, and Billy's just like, huh, that's weird, and the kid too. The kid's like, oh, that's crazy, and then goes back to Superman comic again. Like there's no like sense of wonder. These kids, if there's weak elements of this story, it's the humans. You know, like the humans are boring a lot of the time and have no reaction to things. I want Billy or his friend to go, holy shit, what?
That's crazy.
What is going on?
Can I keep one? That's what I thought was gonna happen.
He does say that, to be fair.
Oh,
yeah. The friend
it's such a non-rememberable character. You're like, I'm gonna forget everything you say in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah. To be fair, the friend does, even before he multiplies, is like, can I get one? And Billy's like, as far as I know, there's only one in existence. And then literally 5 minutes later, there's 6 more.
There's 6 more, and then he takes one to the lab and he puts more water on it, and he's like, look at this, Doc. What?
Yeah, actually, I think, does he take a random one or does he take Gizmo?
No, he took a random one, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's no way he put Gizmo through that pain again. I have to, if I see it again, Billy's dead to me.
Yeah, that's probably true, actually. I mean, Billy's kind of dead to me anyway, but
it's true.
I could kind of care less about Billy. Billy has a couple of not great moments across this entire film. Besides being pretty boring as a character, he's also just a little insensitive sometimes, especially towards Kate. So it's a yikes for me.
I think a lot of those things are purposeful because the director, I think it was the director, one of the producers, like, we want it to for it to be on the edge of whether you're not supposed to be sure whether you're supposed to be laughing or concerned of the characters. So whenever anybody speaks, Kate especially, he was like, she did such a fantastic job, because when she tells her story, some of you are going to want to laugh and some of you are going to want to cry. And the fact that we got such a crazy split is what we wanted. So like, they came out perfect.
Yeah, and what a fucking story that was. My God, to just drop in the last 20 minutes of the movie, basically, her lore as to why she's hated Christmas all this time.
Oh, man.
So nuts. We'll talk about it in a little bit when we get closer. But yeah, we have these 6-7 new gremlins, whatever, and yeah, we bring them to the lab. And actually, this might be skipping ahead too much, but no, that's about the time. Yeah, he brings us to the lab. We get another one. The science professor, the science teacher, is seemingly made out to be kind of he's made out to basically be a bad guy, because he's running evil tests on this Mogwai. Evil scientist guy who takes blood samples, and God knows what else he did with that Mogwai for like 8 hours.
It wasn't what he did, right? It was like in the way he did it. He took the needle and then he did like a little chuckle. It was like, I'm inflicting pain. This thing is clearly in discomfort and I do not care.
Yeah.
Like that's a little evil.
And he's actively saying like, oh, this ain't going to hurt a bit. And then he takes an entire syringe worth of blood from this tiny creature.
Giant ass syringe.
Giant fucking
humongous.
Syringe. Yeah. Like, the needle was like the size of the Mogwai's arm.
Yeah, dude. From Mogwai to needle comparison, just like imagine like a giant pole in your arm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was nuts. So science teachers made out to be a bag. And I mean, to that end, the Mogwai is being kept in a literal fucking bird cage too, so with no room to move at all. So
we're not participating cage-free Mogwai in this lab.
No, not this guy. Not this guy.
And and then the later scene when he's taunts him with the sandwich, he's like, "Nah, my sandwich." Mm-hmm. And then he leaves it.
He leaves the sandwich, but this guy's got fucking piles of food. Who's got
food laying around like this? This is a bad scientist. We need the organization. We need what's it called? Check his certification. I don't know, something. Whatever scientists have.
Yeah, we need the science team, the science committee to get on this guy.
Yeah, with bad practice here.
I love to. He's got like 3 or 4 different items of food too. He's got the sandwich. He has the chips too. And then I think there was some other wrapper for something sitting there as well. He makes to like come back for the sandwich or something, but then he grabs his giant bag of nacho chips or whatever. Like, stop teasing the Mogwai, dog.
Homie's crazy. But then, so we simultaneously engage in breaking the 3rd rule, but the 2nd rule of the movie, in which Cage Mogwai gets its hand on some food, eventually claws its way to that sandwich, and Billy does it accidentally. Fried chicken time, baby.
But yeah, he looks at his clock. The remaining Mogwais he has at home are going crazy. They're like, we want food. Looks at his clock. It's like 11:40 or something. He's like, I'll feed you guys. Sure, it's not midnight yet. Goes into the kitchen where there's an entire chicken basically sitting on a plate. Just like 82 drumsticks sitting in the fridge, and he goes, I'll just take all of it. I live here too. I'm entitled to this chicken. Gives it to the Mogwais. Gizmo doesn't want any. He's a sophisticated, educated man.
Not like other Mogwai.
He is not like the other Mogwai. And then, originally they make it seem like They very clearly hint that the clock is broken because he comes back up from the kitchen and it's the same time. But also they'd like try to fake you out and be like, oh, it's because he fell asleep and they were still eating past midnight or whatever. And then you wake up the next day and you realize the wire's been chewed through and the clock ain't working no more. Turns out. And then this is where the horror element of this movie starts kind of kicking in, because these Mogwai have gone from being these cute furry little things to alien metamorphosis pods. They look like the eggs from Alien that the face huggers jump out of. So now we're getting scurry. It's getting scurry in here.
You think it's supposed to signify the corruption from which we put onto innocence?
I think it very well could. This is like a Steve Buscemi and Spy Kids moment. Do you ever wonder why God stays up in heaven because he's afraid of what he's created.
It's just a random
that's you right now.
Moment like that.
Yeah.
I was ironic in that. I don't know. Steve Buscemi just kind of throws that in there and like, whoa, wait a minute. Why are you cooking so hard though?
Yeah, this is it, bro. It's a kid's movie. And I mean, to be fair, this kind of was too, sort of. I mean, it's marketed as a kid's movie, but
they had toys. Like there was toys for this.
Oh,
which is weird. It's like the 80s are wild. Toys for ugly looking creatures.
Yeah. You know, actually, while we're here and I'm remembering it now, do you know about this movie and the MPAA rating system?
No, they had to invent a whole new rating. Like the reason this movie was so crazy, they were like, it's not for adults, but it's also not for kids. What do we do with this?
Yeah.
I guess we invent a new rating.
Yeah. So they, as it turns out, certain scenes from this movie, especially stuff we'll get to a little later involving the newly metamorphized Gremlins and Billy's mom. In addition to those from this movie, it is also cited that Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, which came out the same year as well, are the reason that the MPAA created the PG-13 rating, because it was too violent for a PG rating, but not violent enough to earn an R rating, like you said. So they were like, we got to do something about this. So that's where so this movie and Indiana Jones are the reason PG-13 exists. I found that very interesting. It was bound to happen.
Probably take it to the second one. I forget why, but I remember the second one being a lot more bonkers than this. This one's like at least slightly wholesome. The second one's like, throw that out the window. We're getting more degenerate. Yeah,
we did the wholesome thing already.
Yeah, there's one specific element of it is like a Phantom of the Opera moment, and that's like the only thing I remember about that movie.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nonsense.
You know what to do, Taco?
No, don't make this.
No,
I'm not coming back for that one. You're doing that one alone.
Nah, you'll be back.
Crazy.
You'll be back. So speaking of back, we get our favorite science teacher again, who comes back to the lab after, really in the middle of a lesson during the day. Mogwai starts hatching, and then luckily, just in time, the bell rings, so all the kids are gone, but the egg hatches, and science professor goes, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get some food for it. So he goes and gets a Snickers, because you're not you when you're hungry, and tries to lure the Mogwai, now turned gremlin, trying to get on its good side, but the gremlin remembers all, and it fucking murders him. Excuse me. We're led to believe also that the science teacher got straight up beheaded too. Like his head is fully under the desk, or potentially what's left of it, and he's dead as hell. And Billy comes across him, the first victim, and has not as much reaction as you might think someone would.
This is crazy.
Yeah. He's like, whoa, unbelievable.
Teach, you
hey, Teach. You good? And then you need a sec, or I can come back.
You still got that egg? I kind of need to, talk about that.
Yeah,
I got some questions.
Yeah, you said it hatched. Where's it at? And then basically at the same time, you see small glimpses of it, and then it darts into a vent Among Us style. And then we get the best part of the whole movie because we cut back to Billy's home, where there are 5 or 6 cocoons in his attic, in his room, and Mom is hearing shit happen upstairs and goes to investigate, sees the cocoons have been opened, and Billy calls at the same time. It's like, Mom, get out of there. But then the gremlins cut the phone lines, because they're like way smarter now too, or at least a little bit smarter. And mom is worried at first, but then she gets to the kitchen and and is forced to confront a couple of these gremlins, and she goes full John Wick mode and fucking murders in the shit out of 3 gremlins in possibly the most brutal fucking ways she could have in that kitchen setting. The first one, she blends. Mm-hmm. It's eating cookie dough, because she was making cookies out of the big automatic one or standing mixer that she's got, and she just flicks the power switch up to maximum overdrive, and that dude is blended.
Who wants gremlin cookies?
Who wants gremlin cookies? Then there's another one on the counter throwing plates at her like Captain America chucking shields, and she's eating them, bro. She don't care. She's eating these plates to the face, to the arm, and then she dives in with a knife that she had and stabs the ever living fuck out of this gremlin. So now we're 2 kills in, and she's got the crazy in her eye. She's got a taste for gremlin blood, dude. You can see it. And then then a third one starts fighting her, and she pushes that bitch into the microwave and nukes him on high for 2 minutes, and it explodes. Gremlin blood and guts all over the inside of the microwave. That's gonna be a nightmare to clean later. And she's ready for more, but she gets a bit overwhelmed. I think maybe even by Stripe. I don't even remember.
The tree, right?
I think Stripe was the one in the tree. And he got the jump on her, takes down the raid boss. Billy comes in and actually, no, it couldn't have been, because
that one dies.
That one dies. The one in the tree dies because Billy swipes him into the fire, and then Stripe jumps out the window and fucks off somewhere else.
Brilliant ass Stripe. Those scenes are crazy. I don't know. As a kid, I never looked at a blender or a microwave the same way. And I feel like I forgot about that. And then I watched this movie and I was like, oh.
Did you look at your mom the same way? You just think, I wonder if my mom would murk a bunch of gremlins.
I don't know if you also read this, but in the original script, the mom died. It was going to be a lot darker.
No. I didn't know that.
In the original script, they had her head like landing at Billy's feet when he walked through the door.
Whoa.
Yeah, she was going to be kaputted.
That's crazy.
It is crazy, dude. And there was another scene where they were going to walk into a McDonald's and eat people. They were going to leave the food alone and eat the people.
Oh my God.
I
want that movie.
I know that's what you want. I don't know. I feel like that might have been a bit too far. I think they straddled the line just good enough.
Yeah. Well, earn the movie that R rating, dude. Fuck this PG-13 shit. Nah,
man. Then we into the real horror. This is like funny horror. We can deal with this.
Yeah, this is still comedy horror. Oh man, I mean, it would have been hardcore, but I'm glad Mom didn't die in this one. She didn't deserve that smoke. She would have gone out fighting though. She isn't. She really isn't. So then Stripe dives out the window. We have a light chase scene in which he eventually ends up at the local YMCA, and he takes a dive into the deep end of the pool, and Billy runs before we can see the immediate aftermath of this. But we know at this point that there's about to be a fucking horde spawning, and it's going to go crazy. And it does. I love the scene of the street just existing as normal, and then just the thousands of gremlins coming out of the darkness to just terrorize everybody in this village or town. It's so good. However they did that shot, whether it was a bunch of the puppets all walking down and then they CG the rest in, whatever they did, mwah, I love it. So good. Next comes one of the next best scenes with the aforementioned crazy cat lady whose name was Beagle or something like that. I don't know.
Oh, was that her? I didn't recognize her. I thought that was just a random lady.
No, it was her.
Oh,
it was her.
I feel not as bad as I did at one point.
No,
as a kid, I definitely felt bad because I thought that was just a random lady.
No, this is the dog hating, annoying old woman that we see at the bank. I don't feel as
bad anymore. She's mean.
This is retribution, dog, for the dog.
She said, "Oh, you can't pay your rent, and it's Christmas time. Get out of your house.
Yeah,
I want you out by Christmas.
Get him out of here." Now I'm gonna go home to my 17 cats. So this is my definitive, like, one of the best scenes of the movie. Also, because the gremlins fuck around with her. They get inside the house, but before that, she opens the door because she hears chatter happening outside, and she thinks it's regular Christmas carols or carolers, but it's it's actually like 5 gremlins. Just
blue snippers. I warned you, Brad.
outside the front door, dressed in caroling outfits too. They have like the scarves and the boots.
Yeah, they went shopping before they were like, no, bros. We need to get the outfit ready. Hold on. Wait for me, guys. Wait for me.
We gotta coordinate.
He's got the scarves. He's got the little booklets. Like, right. You go in and mess with the seat. We'll be outside out here. We'll do the little singy sing.
It's so good. It's so good. I love from this point on when the Gremlins just have tiny versions of things to fit them that they just procure out of nowhere. They've got the tiny hats and gloves and shit, which, you know, sure, you could be like, that's from like a doll or a doll store, a toy store. They got it off dolls or whatever. But then later they've got like tiny guns. They got tiny gremlin sized revolvers. And I'm like, what? Where did they get this from? How did they come with it? Do they spawn with it? Like they're Call of Duty like style
understanding for mechanics too. The way they went under the car and broke the brake.
Yeah, they tear the brake line. They cut phone lines, electricity. They fuck with the cable.
That's crazy.
It's all great. And this scene is capped off by Deagle trying to escape up to the second floor of her house on her electric stair thing that, you know, old people sit on and it'll take them down the stairs like on a rail system. She has one of these. So she tries to go back up, but because the gremlins have fried her electricity, or specifically the electric box on this thing, it goes 10 times normal speed, shoots her up and catapults her around the corner, out the window, sends her sailing through her like second or third story window out onto the pavement. She
goes, wee.
Where she splats right in front of a couple police officers who we see earlier that Billy tries to convince the gremlin horde is coming for, and they now want nothing to do with any of this. And they back that fucking police car up and try to get away. But then they hit something. I don't even remember what it was. And then they crash the car, probably die, considering this movie is what it is. And then we don't see them anymore. But man was watching Deagle fly out that second story window just a hit of dopamine. There's no sympathy for this woman.
You enjoyed it a little too much. I don't know if I'd say that much.
Nah, it was great.
I was like, oh, that's cool. I'd be like, this is what I came to the movie for.
This is what I'm gonna take away from this movie.
My brain is yearning for more of this.
Mm-hmm. I only feel bad for the cats now. I hope the cats made it out.
I feel bad for those little gremlins, dude. They rehearsed that all evening, and they were like, she didn't like it.
Yeah, that's true too.
I thought she was gonna at least like be like, "Wow, look at you guys."
Yeah.
And the other gremlins going, "Nah, we got him next year though."
Next house, boys. Yeah. So yeah, this is only the beginning. Just a little before this, we got the gremlins fucking around with that one guy that we see a couple of times in the movie who drives his like bulldozer, his cat bulldozer everywhere. Or tractor, whatever the fuck that thing was.
You see, now we're talking about someone who didn't deserve to die, right? That this person was not. This was like, we didn't need you to die, right? We could have kept you safe.
Yeah,
Mans was a vet, and he was all right. All right, he was like drinking and driving. I don't know if I'd call him like the greatest of humans.
Well, he would have, but he was convinced otherwise that one time.
Oh, wait, you're right. I'm misremembering. I'm thinking of a different movie. This is in everything. There's a problem is that this actor is like in every movie ever. He's one of those that guys.
Yeah. You know, actually, that it's kind of funny that they don't. He was a vet. Do they say what branch of the military he was?
It's Air Force.
It was, right?
Gremlins originate in folklore, as in like back in the day, they had like legends of any malfunction happening in like an aircraft. It was due to a gremlin.
Yep.
And the reason for that was they sort of didn't want to like be like, no, you're just superstition, whatever, because it was between two options. You either blame the guy next to you who's working on the plane, or you blame a gremlin. And the problem with blaming the guy next to you is that creates internal strife, which then creates a bad like companionship, whatever. You don't want internal struggle when you're at war. So it was a lot easier to go, yep, it was the gremlins. And thus the gremlins were born.
Yep.
So that's
and
why
thus the
he
term
makes a
gremlin.
lot of references to it. He's like, it's the Gremlins. They're sneaking into the things and causing jams.
Yeah. It was very strange how much he kept saying it. So I was like, there's got to be something here. And then there was. I thought that was
you
very
didn't peep it by the jacket, dude. That's such an Air Force jacket.
I mean, to be fair, yeah, it's in retrospect, it's a very bomber jacket looking looking setup.
Homie was cool in his youth.
Yeah. But sadly, he gets got. He gets run over by his own tractor because the Gremlins are driving it. Him and his wife both they meet their demise at the hands of the Gremlin.
Dude was so astonished. He was like, "Oh my god, it's the Gremlins! It's them!" It's like
they're real.
They're real. I was like, I thought we all agreed it was kind of bullshit, but they're right there. And then he dies. No, that was definitely a death. We could have. I don't know. I'm a little miffed about that one. You could have put him in the same house you put the mom in. We can walk around like Dead Rising style and like save people.
Yeah. Have Billy drop his mom off at that guy's house instead of the random neighbor or whatever.
It's true. What was there? Like, there was no point to the random. We could have like brought characters together.
Mm-hmm.
Who was that dude?
Then so forwarding a little bit, we got bar night for the Gremlins. This is where shit really kicks off in terms of what the Gremlins are gonna get up to tonight. Because
some of the best scenes in this whole movie.
So good.
God, I just don't know what they were thinking when they were writing this scene out. They're like, all right, hear me out. The Gremlins are at the bar and they're drinking and they're being menaces and they're smoking. And then the team was like, yes, this is all normal. Yep. We sort of respect. And now hear me out. One of them is breakdancing. Huh? He's breakdancing. What do you mean breakdancing? He's doing the moves. He's doing the spin move. He's doing the tippy toes. And they're like, okay, I guess. And it's like, no. And he's also wearing the outfit. Long socks. And I don't know what what that like piece is called. The other piece he was wearing.
I don't know either.
It's like that Footloose outfit.
Yeah.
People know what that is. It's bonkers. Just how like you go from like Menace Gremlins back to the breakdancing, back to Menace Gremlins, and then he's like twirling in one arm up.
You're talking about like the socks that he's wearing or whatever.
Yeah, like that whole outfit. I forget what it's called. It's like a word.
Yeah. I don't know. It's so good. And there's the one behind the counter that has a trench coat on. Like it flashes the Kate who's working the bar the entire time for the Gremlins. They just said whatever comes to mind. People just shouted out in the conference room, and they made the Gremlins do it. Whatever it was, they bar none. Incredible. Yes. Eventually, they're all smoking, and like 90% of them are all smoking too. Some of them are smoking like 3 cigarettes at once. It's so much nonsense. This is where tiny guns come into play. They're all drinking.
The gun scene is crazy because I didn't know what was happening. I had to sort of rewind, and I didn't see that he pulled out that tiny little gun because you can barely see it. Like he pulls it out and he immediately pops somebody, goes pew, and there's no gunshot. It's just like a pop.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost like a cap gun, but it's clearly supposed to be a regular gun, just tiny. Then Kate manages to kind of almost escape on her own with the help of a camera and its flasher. Billy saves the day by rolling up with his shitty little Volkswagen Beetle and gets the headlights on. They manage to escape, but not before more chaos ensues in the town. They're just kind of moving along now. We're advancing the plot a little bit faster now that shit's kicking off. And as they wander, eventually they realize that the Gremlins have all kind of disappeared from the public. They're not really anywhere to be found. And Billy goes, "Oh well, actually, it's almost morning. They're probably conveniently all grouped up somewhere waiting to wait the night out." And then they happen upon the movie theater. We're off to work we
so
go.
Good. That's such a solid scene, and they're just jamming it up. And then even Stripe's like, "Shit, dude, I need more snacks. Let me go get some more snacks."
I love when, like, just as it starts too, they kick the movie off, because also they're smart enough to work the projector, which is fantastic.
I don't feel like I think you saw the trial and error there. They clearly had two trial runs there. They had the first one and they fucked it up, and then the second team was like, all right, let's not do that.
Yeah.
Let's do whatever they did, but in the opposite order.
Yeah. Well, and then they called in Carl, who was the smarter one. It was like, no, you idiots, you buffoons, you have to do it like this, and then they get it going. Stripe is like, oh, I need more snacks, and he sees the candy spot across the street. But I love to with this scene. When the song first starts kicking in, all of the gremlins turn to look at the screen and they just vibrate. They like vibrate so quickly up and down. Like they're so excited for this movie and for the music. It's honestly, it's adorable. I love the gremlins enjoying the simple things, and then they're swaying back and forth to the music, and it's so fun. And I can't, of many movies in recent history, I can't imagine that people had more fun than the ones who made this movie and got to puppet and animatronic these fucking gremlins doing all of this shit.
I feel like there was such a big troll fest. They were like, we can literally do whatever we want and it'd be hilarious. Because what's it called in the documentary? Do you know the chainsaw scene at the end where he's like holding them back with the chainsaw?
Yeah.
Apparently that wasn't planned. That was just like day of stuff. He's like, what? He's like, it'd be pretty funny if he was trying to fight with a chainsaw. And the other guy was like, yo, that's kind of brilliant. Yo, we got a chainsaw on the end.
Anyone got a mini chainsaw?
They planned that whole scene out in one day, which is wild.
Oh, so good. It's so good.
Poor Stripes. Stripes is just trying to fight for his rights.
Stripes was just trying to have a good time. And then what does Billy and Kate go and do but blow up the whole fucking movie theater? They go into the boiler room, open up the gas valve, make the whole movie theater into one giant Molotov cocktail, and they blow every single one of them to hell, except for Stripes, who was at the candy shop, and now Stripes has to start over again.
That's such a comedic scene where it's like, oh, we did it, we blew them all up, and then the camera turns and you have Stripes in the corner, like with the bag, with his hand, like all nubbies with all the snacks, and he's like, and then he flees.
He just turns around and goes, well, drops all of the candy and just bolts back into the store.
Proceeds to run away on a little kid scooter thing.
Oh my god,
like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, like Jigsaw. Jigsaw on a scooter.
He's just mumbling to himself like, oh shit, all right, lesson learned. Gotta go to different movie theaters next time.
divide up the crew this time. Not everyone in one theater. It is roughly at this time that we force the kiss scene obligatorily in this film between Billy and Kate as Billy goes off to be a hero. What was the next part? We're in like the toy store or whatever now, right? Like, not Gizmo. Why am I've said his name like 15 times. Stripe gets we get another tiny weapon. He's got a tiny crossbow. Love that. Just manages to find one of that. Starts beating the shit out of Billy, shooting him with these tiny crossbows, whatever. It's at some point before this that we realize, or Gizmo realizes, that we can try and use some sunlight somewhere around here because the roof of this place is relatively not intact. Gizmo just in general is shown to be so much smarter, like across the board. He's just kind of like not wanting to do anything. He's like, I'm just trying to chill, dude. I'm just existing.
A bed, I got food, I got Bev. Oh wait, no Bev.
No Bev. No Bev.
Does like water molecules count? Like if there's water in chicken, does that count?
It doesn't seem to count. No, it needs to be just straight up water.
I guess. He's like, man, I got it set. You guys are just like ruining the vibe here, bro.
Yeah, this is just so not it. This is just so not it. So Billy gets his ass handed to him in the toy store. We end up in some kind of nursery where Billy is still getting his ass kicked, and Stripe is also about to multiply himself again as he finds a water fountain. But Gizmo to the rescue in his tiny pink Barbie car. Speed racering around until he calculates the perfect trajectory, gets in there, knocks the ceiling off. I love when he goes GTA ragdoll mode. They just attach the doll to the string and they let it go, and he just
he plops.
And he plops. And Stripe meets his demise, saving the day, quote unquote, as Stripe very viscerally just disintegrates into a pool of his own blood and acid and bone and whatnot. Very gruesome.
It's a very gnarly scene. It's not
very
the most sightly one.
It's PG movie, by the way.
PG-13. Remember? They changed it.
They didn't change it retroactively. This movie is still PG.
I guess,
technically speaking.
I guess. What's it called? Apparently, there was like a change. In the original ending, the actor who plays Billy like jumps and saves the day by opening the blinds and letting in the sunlight. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm the hero of the movie." And then when he watched the movie, when it finally came out, and Gizmo did, he was like, "Wait a minute, what? What?"
He didn't even know.
No, he didn't know. They didn't tell him that they changed it. So he was like,
"That's
what?
Perfect.
My hero scenes just cut. You people, this is madness."
No, this is Gizmo.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Yeah, Gizmo's the hero. Like, you're
Gizmo is the hero.
We all we need is Gizmo. Gizmo is everything about this movie.
Gizmo's the one that's going to sell the toys. All right, not your stupid mug."
Billy who?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Billy what? Billy when? And that's it. For the most part, except the Asian guy from the beginning of the movie comes back and he's taken back Gizmo. The world, as he predicted, was not ready for Mogwai, and neither was this family. But he gives one last chance for Mogwai Gizmo to say goodbye, and it's so cute. He opens up the top. You hear him like muttering from inside. And the Asian guy's like, "Oh, I understand Mogwai. I'm fluent in Mogwai." And he gets to say goodbye to Billy. And it almost seems like the movie is going to lead you to believe that Gizmo's going to be like, "No, I want to live with them." But nah, the grandpa just walks off with Gizmo still. And he just walks off into the moonlight. It looks like he walks off into a painting. And that's Gremlins.
And that's all, folks.
That's all they wrote.
Until the second movie.
And then the third movie.
Oh, wait. No. This ain't a Home Alone situation. You only get two.
What?
Yeah. They learned from that mistake. I wouldn't even know if I would consider the second movie good or bad. I don't remember it being bad. There's a lot of like good scenes in it. It's just less notable to me. I have less of inclination to rewatch that one. If I were going to rewatch one, it would be the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man, what do you got for goodies in this one? Let me hear them.
Or you're fiending for the letterbox reviews already? Yeah. Well, first we got to go through some of the statistics of the movie, like its budget and.
No one cares about all that. It made money. We all know it.
What? You want to play this game?
Oh, okay. It made. All right, wait. You said,
well, how much did it cost to make, first of all?
1980s, 30 million.
That's a pretty good guess. You're close, but you're over.
Oh,
it cost them $11 million to make this movie.
Should have gone. Yeah, but that's like, for inflation, that's 30 mil.
I mean, you're probably not far off, honestly.
I'm thinking in modern times.
Yeah, I mean, $11 million, it's all practical effects. There's no CG. Well, I mean, there's some CG, but a lot of it, as we discuss, is animatronics and puppets and stuff. So you would think animatronics kind of run your pockets, but not really, as it turns out. At least not as much as making it all CG.
I do wonder why that there is a belief in these modern times that the industry is more of a what's it called, money laundering system now, allegedly, because of the high inflation costs. And it's like, why is this movie about two men in a bar, $100 million? And they're like, I don't know, it just kind of ended up that way.
Yeah,
they're only in a bar and they're not doing anything, they're just talking. It's $100 million, dude, bro. Like that alcohol in the background, that cost $1 million each.
Yeah, you know how much licensing costs now, dude.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you got this movie with all this. There's like pretty decent CGI for the time, with the animatronics and the puppets and the music. All this, 11 mil, easy,
no problem.
That's like back. What's the fuck? 1 year salary of a McDonald's manager.
Literally. Literally, though.
Yeah.
All right. So you seem convinced that this movie made money. How much money do you think it made?
It It made more money the second week. The first week, I'm gonna guess 50 mil.
Is this your total gross?
Is this like all in all, like since the 30 years?
No, it's box office, like it's 5 week, 6 week, whatever movie theater run.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with 50. That's not too bad.
Not too bad at all. This movie fucking killed it, Jordy.
100 mil?
$165 million.
God damn it. I should have gotten with my gut. My gut said 100, but I said, no, that's too much.
This movie crushed it at the box office.
That's a multiplier. No wonder they made a second one.
Yeah, you are right, probably. I don't have a weekly breakdown, but the opening weekend basically got them their budget back at $12 million. And then the remaining however many weeks got them $150 million more dollars. Insane.
It's the bar scene, dude. That like entire breakdancing suit. Everybody had to go back. They were like, we got to go back and watch that. We got to go back and watch that.
Oh, I gotta go back and see all the references because I bet there was a ton of that.
There was a decent amount of references in terms of actors. A lot of the actors used in the towns were known like horror movie actors of the time.
Oh,
yeah, they were all like very known B movie horror movie actors.
B plot, B list celebrities.
B list celebrities, which is pretty cool if you consider the fact that that something like that could be done. Like if you right now, what would you even consider? I don't even know how you could do that these days because the amount of like material you have out there, the amount of like famous people, either A or B rated, it's just too many. You wouldn't walk into like a production and be like, oh, I know every single one of these people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're that guy.
You're that guy. You're that guy from. Oh, you play Big Bird. Yeah, I heard about you.
Gee, I heard you're psychotic or whatever it was you said earlier. Neurotic, yeah. Yeah.
All right, hit me with the reviews.
So good. All right, so I've got some Letterboxd reviews. Starting off with the number one Letterboxd review, the most liked one on the website. It says, every time Gizmo did literally anything, I got super emotionally invested. I squealed with delight whenever he was happy. I shouted, no, 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 no. Every time he was scared or in pain. I would fucking die for Gizmo. You have no idea.
1 star.
You trended in the right direction. That was a 3-star review.
Oh, what the fuck?
Somebody wrote that and thought to themselves, this movie, mid.
3 stars.
3 stars.
I thought it was going to be an easy 5. That was like so much enthusiasm. It has to be 5. So I'm going to counter this by going 1.
You would think so, but Letterboxd reviewers are a different fucking breed, man.
They're so silly.
They're a different breed.
I can see it though. They needed more Gizmo in their life. That was the problem. There was too little Gizmo.
I mean, honestly, I agree. There really is too little Gizmo for how much.
Like we need more Gremlin, less Gizmo.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of Gremlin.
I want more Gremlin.
Yeah.
Give me breakdancing too.
Actually, though. All right. Let's go with this one next. Hands down, my absolute favorite Christmas movie. Perfectly captures that childhood Spielbergian wonder mixed with Dante's pure love for American genre filmmaking before unleashing total, gleeful, mischievous carnage on picturesque small town suburbia. Absolute Norman Rockwell goes to hell chaos on Christmas Eve. Gremlins has everything. Incredible practical effects, a wicked sense of humor, and so many classic moments. Billy's mom going full fucking Rambo in the kitchen. Snow White, Corey Feldman, Gizmo's little yabbering, Darlene Love on the credits, Mrs. Deagle's stair lift murder, that gorgeous painted shot. Oh, that was really painted. Painted shot at the end. I just said that earlier. It's the perfect Christmas creature feature and put such a grin on my face every year. Gremlins creature forever. Feature.
Wow, that is such a 4-star rating.
Is that what you think?
Yeah.
Is that really what you think?
Yeah, sure.
This was the 5-star review, baby.
It's either the thing about the extremes. It's either going to be like so easy or so like it's gonna. If it was 4-star, I would have been more impressed. So like, whoa, all that and then 4 stars.
Yeah, like what was missing? In that way, they write all that and they put 4 stars. Like what was the missing link here?
Damn, throw me another curveball.
You can bet your bottom dollar I would wear my heaviest platform docks and step on each and every gremlin to death.
2-star.
Pure enjoyment.
This is 2-star.
2 stars.
Yeah.
Close again, but no cigar. That was 3.5 stars.
3.5. Dude,
3.5.
We gotta stop with the halves. No halves allowed.
They're talking about stomping every gremlin to death, and they gave it a 0.5 star more than the person who gushed over Gizmo.
They clearly like killing more than the other person likes Gizmo. Also, I wouldn't like be so confident in having the capabilities of stomping these creatures out. They're like crazy strong, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Billy's out here struggling with the one singular gremlin.
Yeah.
This is the would you rather take like a bunch of 5th graders or a bunch of 1st graders? I don't know, toddlers or whatever. I forgot the question. Teenagers or toddlers? What was the question? Like that big one, 50 toddlers or like 5 teenagers?
Oh, that thing. That question we got a long time ago. Yeah.
Like if you could beat them in a fight. I feel like this is like a combination of those two. This is like 50 toddler-sized teenagers.
Yeah.
They have the strength of teenagers, but their size of toddlers.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's go with this one. Why is it that when people talk about strong female characters in movies, they never mention Billy's mom fucking executing 3 gremlins within seconds of finding them?
If you're gonna ask this question, like at least give her name. Like Jesus, they're like everyone's just calling her Billy's mom. Like, come on, she has a name, dude.
Billy's mom.
Billy Peltzer.
Yes.
Like no one ever goes. Remember that aliens lady? She's pretty cool. She's pretty strong. No, they name her. They say Ripley. All right.
Everybody knows Ripley.
You gotta say the name. You can't.
Everyone knows Lara Croft.
Yeah, you see, you're disrespecting the lady by not giving her name.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 3-star, by the way.
Oh yeah, right. You know you're gonna hate this 3.5 star review.
That's illegal. I'm counting.
No,
I'm counting.
No more 0.5 stars in my reviews.
0.5 stars are useless.
Mm-hmm.
Commit or go home.
All right. I got one more for you, and then I got a bonus one because I thought it was funny. All I can really appreciate is the pretty sweet mid-80s special effects, but I couldn't help but feel the missed potential if this were ramped up with an R rating. Weird racist veteran character is pointless. I disagree. The bar scene, plus the fact that it's a Christmas film, in quotes, are the only things that hold any value for me. Extra 0.5 star for Gizmo's beautiful singing.
Whoa, this one's a toss-up. This could either be a 4-star or a 2-star.
Could.
There was a 0.5 in there, so I'm gonna go 2.5 stars. What's up?
This person gave it 2 stars.
What the fuck?
You're gonna give it a 1.5. But Gizmo singing bumped it up to a 2.
Dude, what the hell? You can't just drop in a 0.5 rating and then just.
You can't just say that you're going to put an extra 0.5
and just put a regular ass number on it
and then round it out like that.
Just be like, I would have given this a 1, but Gizmo gave me another star. Why the 0.5?
Why the 0.5? I know.
They were trying to make a point, and now I hate them for it.
I love this. I didn't even intend this to end up being the bamboozle of the entire thing where you're just whole numbers only, and then there's one person who's like, I put an extra 0.5 star, and you're finally like, all right, fine, 2.5. Oh, this is great.
It was pulled under
straight out. All right, so this is a bonus quote that I think is very applicable and they're totally right. But you don't strictly have to give a star rating on Letterboxd, and this person did not. They wrote, this movie's great, but I don't like that it keeps trying to get me to root against the Gremlins, our story's obvious protagonists.
They're cooking. Hold on, yeah.
They're cooking. That's it. That's the whole review.
Come on, man. You could have delved more into this.
They could have. They were satisfied.
You could have spoken for the people.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with them, though. The Gremlins, even when they're in Mogwai form, they deserve more of the spotlight. They're clearly...
I think you might actually enjoy the second film then.
Is it more Gremlin focus?
The people definitely take a back step in comparison to the...
Thank God.
There's like a whole Gremlin society at some point.
Is Billy in it again? Oh, Gremlin society.
Yeah, there's like a mini Gremlin society.
Dude, I need Planet of the Apes, but Gremlins now.
Maybe that large scale. It's like a small community.
No, I mean, I get that, but this is what I'm asking for now. When eventually somebody revives this franchise in like 10 years and makes Gremlins 3 or reboots it somehow.
Planet of the Gremlins.
Planet of the Gremlins. Kingdom of the Planet of the Gremlins of the Planet of the Kingdom.
Mogwai.
Of the Mogwai. Of the
Mogwai
Gizmo.
of the Gremlins. Gizmo of the Mogwai of the Gremlins 2.
Electric Mogwaloo.
Oh.
Electric Gizmaloo.
Okay. Now send that in and we'll hear back from them in 30 years when they bring it up. That's fine. You have like 80 years to cook. You can write us a script.
Wait, the math isn't mathing anymore. Hold on.
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. Remember, we got rid of math at the beginning of this episode.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's true. No more numbers.
Numbers are fake.
Oh, but wait, we were talking about movie budget numbers earlier.
And we use letters for that one.
And star numbers.
We used symbols for that one.
Just, all right, Dylan, edit in.
We're talking in sign language right now. You just magic, you know?
Yeah, just overdub with Roman numerals anytime we mention numbers specifically, if you could. Thanks.
Yeah, overdub on an auditory platform.
Yes. Well, yeah, exactly.
Just bleep out all the numbers and put in letters.
Yeah, that's how editing works.
It is.
All right, well, that was Gremlins. We've done it.
We did it. I
can't believe it now. It's the end. You can go to bed.
I can't wait to sleep and dream about Gremlins.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
I get to dream about Gremlins 2 and then dream about Gremlins 3 and then Gremlin Mesopotamia, Egypt the second, featuring Caesar, reincarnated son of Stripe.
Whoa, I'm here for it.
And his name Mohawk.
Seems a bit on the nose. I feel like we can workshop that one, but
sure. If you know, you know. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me, Jordy. Thank you also to Taco for recommending this movie to us, and shout out to his adorable puppy Gizmo, who he named after the Gizmo from this movie. He's a sweetheart. If you would like to continue to follow us, you can do so by emailing us at pandasightings@gmail.com. If you'd like to hit us up on social medias, it's pandasightings, Instagram, and X. If you would like to become like Taco and give us money to watch things, or just give us money in general, you can find us at Patreon. The link is in the description of the podcast or the link tree in our socials. If you'd like to hang out with us, more directly communicate with us, if you'd like, you can join our community Discord. Link that also in the link tree. And if you want if you want physical property for your monetary monies, you can go to our Redbubble store. We have merch mostly there from our other podcast for now.
Like stickers and stuff.
And they go on. You put them on a bunch of different stuff. Water bottles. You can get a mug. I think you could even get like a floor rug with the designs we have on it. I don't know if we have that enabled, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it on Redbubble before. But
that was before. Now I think the quality is iffy. I kind of don't. We don't want to turn that on because, like, what if someone gets the rug and is like, "Whoa, this thing is like breaking apart." We can't guarantee. We can guarantee the sticker quality. I don't know about rugs.
The stickers are fire.
Stickers are pretty good.
All right. We've officially done it. You're released from duty, Jordy. I'm so sorry for keeping you up this late. You can retreat. Two episodes in a row is a lot for you. I understand.
It is a lot. Hopefully, we'll see which one comes out first.
Yes, we will.
I'm a little occupied these days. I'm be surprised if I get an episode out in the next 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.